Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Predynastic Egypt, where we are starting to branch out and discover a little bit more of Egypt itself. So our core settlement is down here and we are gonna have a look at that in a second. But we have finally have come to the Nile Delta and to Palestine. We are now trading with a couple of tribes up here. You can see our two traders over here. You can see our explorer over there. We are building up our Temple of the Falcon, and we are developing our settlement quite nicely, training a lot of troops, and building up just our resources. So let's go ahead, let's look at the next turn. Hopefully the game doesn't crash over here. It does not, so that's fine. Right, not much happening really. We did take off a little bit of the Temple of the Falcon, so we're really starting to get into the period where sort of organized religion is starting to appear a little bit more. We've alleviated some of our previous beliefs, more or less, to proper deities. And we can create more workers, which I do appreciate. And I would like to get more food to you know, snowball that a little bit. But the best field I do find is over here with the 3, which is not necessarily the greatest. And generally a tile with worthness of 3 seems a little bit low to be actually working on, so I'm not particularly keen on that. But we can certainly do some exploration, I think, over here with our new worker. By the way, there's a weird sound effect. So over here there's nothing, just a little bit of bling 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 in the background. And as soon as you move to the middle, there's sort of a windy noise in the background. Do you hear that? And over here there's nothing anymore. So I'm not exactly sure why that is, but you know, it's gonna be fine. So here we go. Our first proper temple, the Temple of the Falcon, that we built in, well, 3600 BC. So right now it's a proper temple. So the Temple of the Falcon was the first monumental building. It was the majestic home of Horus, our falcon god. With a diameter of more than 30 meters, 100 feet, which inspired fear and awe in all who saw it. Numerous rituals and ceremonies in honor of the all-seeing falcon were held here almost without interruption. Oh, pretty good improvement on the area, so 4 authority and 8 culture. So that's very nice. And we are getting a very bad event actually over here. The strong Dumpalm tribe declares that one of our people committed a crime against them. We don't seem to be guilty, but what shall we do? 14% loss is pretty hefty. So I think we're just gonna have to live with letting one person go and losing a little bit of authority. It's not quite as nice, but still might be better than doing nothing. Right, so this area over here is pretty good now, so who do you want to move over? I think we are making enough production as is, so let's maybe move that farmer over, although I realized that pottery guy was actually worse than that rancher in terms of production. I realized this is a 5 tile, 5 resource tile, whereas these are 4, but I do think food is a little bit more important to me right now, so I think that's going to be alright. We should also think about what to build next, because we are certainly falling behind in that a little bit. We cannot build a colony. We could build some cemeteries for commoners. Area 2, areas improved 2. Where would that be? Would that be over here? Would that be in the city? It might very well be. And what would that do for us actually? Culture and authority wouldn't be too bad. We can also think about more rectangular housing. I'm guessing that would be mostly new areas. Don't really need that right now. We are 5 people below our population cap, so I don't think that's really required. Although long term I would like to get to the Fields of Grain area 8, which does improve the growth of food everywhere. So yeah, I think for now this building is a little bit better. Where's the painted tomb? Where is that actually? Over here, okay. So in the city, so yeah, I guess these are tiles that we are already working on, so let's go ahead and build them. And I realize we don't really have anyone to build that, so I think for now it's fine to pull off our worker from over here and start the building process. We will be losing a little bit of production, but not too much, so I think that's going to be alright. So, next turn it is. Someone got idle. Relations improved with the Toad Tribe. Toad Tribe, that's very nice. I think so, that's probably why we got a little bit of idleness up here. And they are friendly towards us. We could try to recruit. No, but that's not really worth it, is it? We could raid them, that would be kind of besides the point. Well, I do think some... So that would cost us 300 hammers, but it would give us a person and it would unite us with them, so I think that's probably a good idea. We do have enough to sustain that, because it's probably the first renovation, and next time we will be getting another person over there. We can actually buy another worker as well, and I think what we're going to do is put that person onto, well, do we want to work over here or maybe over here to get more food? Yeah, so that's fine. I think more pottery should be pretty good for us. Do need to keep an eye on these things. And another tribe, chiefdoms actually. The strengthening of the power of the local aristocracy has led to the emergence of primitive but large regional centers, chiefdoms. To the north of us, the first chiefdoms of Egypt have appeared. Their centers are the settlement of Ombus and Thenis. Okay, that's alright, I guess. They seem to be neutral towards us. What can we do over here? Trade, but it's not that nice. We might actually want to raid them. They're not that... The warriors are ordinary. So we'd only get a couple of hammers, so I don't think that's necessarily the best thing to do right now. So let's rather, you know, that's an odd number, so let's not put 2 people there. Put 1 person over here. That should be fine. We can make more discoveries. So, do we want to build life force to be able to build tombs and get more aristocracy? I think all of these things that we can build by doing this are quite a bit away, so I don't think that's really what we need right now. And on the other hand, logistical support to me seems to be a very good technology, because it would give us an immense increase in our army. So that would actually be pretty good. And since we don't need tombs right now, and the authority boost isn't that useful, let's hold off on investing on anything right now. Here we go, more turns. Oop, there we go. That's the... No, that's not the greening of the Sahara, that was the cemetery of commoners. But we do have the event of the greening of the Sahara. Abundant rains have watered the savannah and it has blossomed. Hunting, gathering, farming, cattle breeding, wood plus 1 food. That's nice for 4 turns. So since we have just built that, and since we do get the positive effect of the greening of the Sahara, let's pull off our people for a second from scouting and see whether we want to use them in farming instead. I think this might actually be a very good tile for us at this very moment. And it is turn 92. Sorry, 99. And I think we raided this tile last time a little bit, a short while ago. And indeed, we can discover logistical support now. So let's think about that for a second. So if we raid them again, that would cost us 80 food. Let's call that 100 food, because it would place our person in that tile for quite a while. But it would also reduce their military power, so I think that might be good. So 13 is now, and let's see what happens if we discover logistics. Then it would be 12. Well, that's not necessarily the greatest improvement, but I think it's alright if we go ahead and start to raid them now, which I think should be fine. So let me briefly note down that that is happening in 2099 because there is a weird way how that is progressing. Good. We can also get the... No, we cannot because we held off on that for now. So, indeed, I think the only things that we can do is actually build up a couple of fields, which seem to be in this area, which is not great. Again, really. I'm not sure. It says areas improved too, and it might improve one of the fields more substantially. But for now, I've no real indication that that is happening. So I think what we indeed might want to do then is build up more of our city as sort of a long-term project, and that should be fine. So we've improved this area here substantially. So it's now improving army, culture, and authority. So yeah, I definitely want to have 4 people working here. This is a 7. This is actually a better town than this. No, it's not. The authority here is bigger. The culture over here is pretty nice. +6, +4. But I mean, this is strictly better than this one. So there is that. We also should really try to get more people to farm while we're at it. So what's that? Hunting, gathering, farming, and cattle breeding. So cattle breeding also gains some bonus from that. Whereas really these people don't. So I think the pottery... Just let's move a couple of people over here, I guess. I mean, +4, +5, but food again is a little bit more important to me right now than other things. Culture is still very important, so let's keep on doing that, so that's nice. Logistics support. A strong man is very gluttonous, and to feed a few hundred of these men requires the reserves of a whole city. To supply an army with food and other necessities, a complex logistical system was created. This made it possible to gather a more powerful and organized army under the standard of the Falcon. So yeah, we should see that really. Production is 24 and discoveries is giving us +55 army strength. So that's extremely good. And we've built the cemetery for commoners, so that's again very nice. In terms of the world map, not that much to do. I mean, these people are doing their thing. We are not having any explorers. And I think our traders are doing a fine job in the north, so that should be alright. Yeah, and we still want to build up more people. Achievement unlocked apparently, and we do get a caravan from Mesopotamia. Sumerian traders have come to us from the far lands of Mesopotamia. Their lands are famous for high culture and wealth. The Caravanseers tell us some secrets and ask for permission to trade. What would we like to buy from them? So firstly, it seems like we're getting more culture, and we can buy either weapons, so that the strength of our enemies would decrease. We could also boost the efficiency of our trade, which I don't think would give us that much. Or we can reduce building prices. And I think building prices, a building price reduction, might actually be the best. Even right now, that would probably reduce the costs by about 3. So that's 3 hammers per turn, let's say. Let's call it 4 or 5. This might actually be better. Okay, strength of our armies, strength of our enemies is going to decrease, which is very fine, of course, for us. Our economy is improving and our people are breeding, so that's nice. I guess we can go to the settlement and have a look of what we can do over here. So +4 probably is the best that I can do. Or +4 on the food, actually. So let's go ahead and put you on that food tile. So again, that we are snowballing and using this effect a little bit. Uniting with the Toad Tribe, our envoys were able to negotiate a confederation with them. The people of the Toad Tribe are ready to join together with us and take our goods as their own. Now we are one. So here we go. That's nice. What? Oh, okay, that's the building. Yeah. Rectangular houses, that's nice, but these areas are really not that great. And this area is pretty good, actually. So let's work on that. And that's fine. Again, we are raiding over there, which I think is going to be okay. We should again be building up just because we can. And indeed, I would ultimately like to get to the fields of grain. So yeah, I think what we really need is more building of houses, even though our population cap isn't affected really right now. But that should be alright. We have one more turn of the good productivity, so let's have a look where we would get the most food out of that. I see 3 plus 3 tiles. It's not that great, so I think a plus 5 tile does strictly beat that. Good, here we go. Oh, a fire in the potter's workshop. A potter lived in his workshop and accidentally started a fire. It was a tragedy for him, but 5,500 years later, after the excavation of his workshop, archaeologists will be able to reconstruct the appearance of the houses in Hyrcanopolis. Workshop damaged, and we get a one-time boost of culture in 5,000, so basically 2,000, in basically today. That's a funny joke. Okay, so that workshop is going to be repaired, which I think is just as well. The greening of the Sahara has ended, so that means these jobs down here are somewhat less productive right now, although they are still fine. The plus 3 over here is probably a little bit redundant now. Plus 4 I think I will keep. These tiles, these urban tiles obviously still pretty good. And we can also think about more discoveries. So urbanization, oh no sorry, life force tombs. We could also think about waiting for metallurgy. Oh, you require urbanization. So yeah, in fact we need to discover urbanization first. Because almost the entire population of pre-dynastic Egypt lived in villages, the first governors had a hard time controlling a large territory. To solve this problem, the construction of cities, centers for collecting taxes from the local population, was begun. The cities later became the centers of handicrafts and religious cults. That's nice to know, and indeed a nice technology to have. Again, up here we are working on pretty good tiles, so I think that's alright. No need really to change altogether too much there. So I guess we can go back to our settlement. And are we indeed earning not any food right now? That's pretty bad. We're also losing a couple of hammers, so let's make sure we are producing stuff over there. And I guess over here, I mean, more culture is still pretty good. So yeah, we are building. We're somewhat stuck on resources for now, but that's soon gonna change. Especially once we do this raid over here, which should be actually next turn. So let's go ahead and do that. Another raid. They have 300 people, so let's do that attack. Neutral at first. I do want to get a good result. Yeah, we outflank the enemy, so that should drive down their losses. Drive up their losses. Relations have gotten worse. We have lost 30 people. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. And we get a lot of resources, basically a lot of hammers. So effect has ended. Losses. What? Ah, the unfair decisions. Okay, that's good as well. We have one idle person. I don't really want to send him raiding right now, although we might actually have a look at things over here. So, attack in 8 turns, that's pretty long, and it would cost quite some food. Blimey. That would really be... We could even subdue them right now. The lands would become ours, but I'm not sure these are very good lands. So, indeed, we might want to go back to exploring a little bit. So, let's go ahead and send you over here to explore up that field. We should be making some food again, which we are. We're also building up stuff, so still making some progress over here, although I feel it's slowing down a little bit. Improving that tile is nice to see. Ooh. Evil tongues increasingly blame our rulers for all misfortunes. They say that unjust decisions of Horus himself break the preconcepts of our ancestors and lead the world into chaos. So, bigger chance for unrest over here, of rebellion. That's not nice to see. Simple workshop is repaired, so that again does give us some production. And we do see the finishing of the next level of rectangular houses. And then multi-story houses. Okay, so that would improve 5 areas with plus hammers. I'm guessing not only these ones, so that might actually be useful and give us a couple of hammers. On the other hand, plus 5% food. That would be really, really good. Fields of grain area 8. Yeah, I think that would be a very strong boost for our food production. And that's probably what we need right now the most. Just to build up more people and gather more materials. So let's go ahead, let's build that. We are still making some production value, which is fine, which is pretty good actually. So what I might do then is pull off these. Oh no, we actually can get more workers. So let's pull that person off. You have an odd number of turns, so that's alright. Let's pull you over here. And that's okay. Now we're gonna pull you over there. Allows us to finish that up a little bit quicker. Chance of rebellion. So we could actually pray or do a cult thing with Neckbed, which would reduce these chances. That might not actually be a very bad idea. The temple. Temple is not the most important, so I think I'd rather wait to discover metallurgy. So yeah, let's go ahead and discover this area. It's a bit so-so, but some warriors have joined our cause, which is, I think, fine. And that does, we are at turn 107, so I think in about 2 turns we should be starting to maybe raid these guys again. They are getting weaker, I think, so that is good. Right, so actually let's explore a little bit more. Anything that we want to do down here? No fantastic tiles, no fantastic immediate improvements or anything. Doesn't look like that, so nothing on the world map either that's outstandingly good. So I think we are alright over here. What about the fish tribe? They are weak. They are weak and neutral, and they would give us authority. But it would reduce our food income too low, I think. Okay, so let's simply have you explore as well. And we can think about more discoveries now. So you would all need some other requirements except for the sale. Efficiency of trade would go up quite a bit, but it's not what we are most interested in. Still, growth in hammers, so let's observe that. So we have plus 38 and plus 22. What if we discover that? That's a very, very strong move. So metallurgy is starting out very, very nicely for us. I think that was plus 6 or something. So that's pretty good. Wait a minute, why is that a 3? Plus 3, plus 2, plus 2. Oh well. Some families have worked very hard, so I think we got that event already. Nevertheless, what do we want? Culture and authority? Farmers. I mean, farming right now doesn't seem a very bad idea. Let's go for farmers. I think it's proper that we should. How many turns does it take for a single person? 6, and for 2 it's 3. Okay, fine. That's all right. How are these fields looking? They're kind of okay. I mean, they're not great though. So, what else can we build? This would also give us a percentage boost, which I appreciate very, very much. Areas improved 5. They're all not that important. Where would this be? It would be in the city. So we might as well try to uncover that very soon. Well, in 2 turns probably. So if it's in 2 turns, then I think we can build something else. In the meantime, what are you doing? Okay, right. So, how about these fields? Growth of 5% in food and hammers. So, yeah, you know what? We're going to build that. Send you over there to do that. And that's fine. Good. Right. Time to go to the next turn. These numbers seem to be falling, so that's good to see. Glory to the gods, despite everything, the people of Egypt are very pleased with the state of affairs. People believe that Horus makes the right decisions and see that Mart, the balance of powers and order in the world, is observed more than ever. So, reduction in the rebellion chance there. That's nice to see. And actually, I wanted to get someone to raid over here. The Seth tribe. That's alright. Wait a minute. How much are you actually... Oh, I can't see the power now? Alright, that's fine. Next turn it is. No events over here. Losing food. Not at an alarming rate, but not much has to happen for these two to be suddenly become very, very alarming. Deification of the leader. Yeah, that's probably very important in Egypt, I would guess. Unable to discover. So do we want to do life force or just do it directly go to this? I think life force is important so that next turn we will be able to do something over here. But yeah, I'm slightly worried about the state of affairs regarding the food. We should probably rearrange things in our village over here, at least a little bit. Maybe pull one of you off and have you... Yeah, let's have you do some farming instead. I think that's alright. Good. Next turn. Should make a discovery and should do some building activities. Ooh, another tribe. Another hostile tribe at that. Yeah, these are pretty good farms actually. Did find a lot of culture. Did find the Scorpion tribe. Did get fields of grain 9. Why are you always doing that? It's annoying. Okay, so and now we can build a tomb. Fine. Food is not an issue anymore. Why is food not an issue? Oh, probably because we built these fields, so that's alright. And you should go to that one because it's much more productive than all of than the one that you were working in previously. Let's get one person to work on culture. And on the world map, I'm guessing we can have a look at these guys. They are not that strong. So raiding them would cost us 150 or so food, but the expected resistance would be very, very weak actually. Could even try to subdue them right away, but really I don't have the food to deal with them right now, so probably want to alternate or something. We do have a lot of hammers though, so we might think about uniting over here. Well, not over here because that's 2,000 hammers. How about over here? That's less. 1,250, but still too much. Over here? That seems more viable. 600. Yeah, we can spend that. And we'll get a person, so I think that's gonna be alright. It's very expensive, mind you, but still, let's do that. Okay, so 3 more turns until we get that. Nevertheless, let's take it over towards the next turn. We have 1,000 people. And we are getting a golden age event sort of here, which leads to more discoveries, oh, we can't even do this, stone vessels. Plus 30% hammers. That's enormously good. 10% authority is also very good. Okay, let's do deification of the leader because that's extremely important, obviously. Why are you unable to discover? Okay, because just the costs are too high, but it shouldn't be for too long. Enemy strength, yeah, up and lower Egypt. Told growth of sort of everything by 5%. It's pretty good. Told sale proto writing. Yeah, more culture though seems to be very good. Chance of rebellion. Yeah, at some point we need to discover actually sale, I think. For a long time it was believed that the rulers of Hierapolis were the direct descendants of Horus. Later on a new belief appeared that the connection between the rulers and Horus was even closer. Horus himself rules the people through the mouth, eyes and hands of the leader. Then our leader effectively becomes Horus himself, the living incarnation of the god. And if the leader is a living god, then his every word is absolute law, which obviously increases our authority, which is very, very nice indeed. So in 2 turns, we should be doing the second raid over here. We should be finishing up some of our buildings. What are we building right now? Oh, yeah, the tomb. And that should be very, very good for us, actually. So I'm very excited for that, but I do think that's gonna have to wait until next time. So see you guys then. Bye bye.